Today at 11:38 a.m. Pacific time, the moon enters Aries. And when it does, it joins up with Saturn and Neptune in their conjunction that begins a 36 year cycle. The moon entering Aries will trigger and activate this Saturn Neptune conjunction that I and other astrologers have been talking about as a very significant transit. It is, of course, one of many important things astrologically that are happening this year. But today, as the moon enters Aries, is a very significant moment in this whole process. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Thursday, February 19th. So every month, right, the moon enters Aries. It's where we have the beginning of the zodiac. Moon entering 0 degrees Aries is kind of a time of reset, of new beginnings, of feeling that impulse, that spark to take action, to move forward on something, to do the things that you've been meaning to do. And it is the part of the zodiac that spurs us into action, that makes us feel that discomfort of stillness, which, stillness has its place too, of course. But with Aries, it's not about stillness, it's about movement. So it's the way that movement helps us get from one place to another, which seems obvious when you're talking about movement, but think about it symbolically. And when you're here wanting to get somewhere else in terms of the things you want to experience, the qualities you want to feel, your healing goals, your manifestation goals, the things that are meaningful and important to you that you're working on bringing into existence, or at least, the journey that you're on. And so, in that sense, too, how you get from where you are to where you want to be is movement. So Aries is that spark, that impulse, that will, that drive, that energy building up inside of us that says, take that step, do that thing, take that action, find the thing on your to-do list that you've been meaning to do and do it. Right? There's a time for making lists, and then there's a time for checking off the things on the list. And Aries is not about getting everything checked off on your list, but it is about finding that spark that will help you take that powerful action. So, with the energy of Aries joining, of the moon in Aries joining Saturn and Neptune, which are beginning, as I said, a new 36-year, 35-year cycle, we have the moon. The moon enters Aries, bringing the urge to move something forward. So, as you think about the actions you can take, it's important to prioritize, right? Are you taking actions that are purposeful, that are meaningful? So, bringing in that Saturn energy, does it have a destination? Does it have a goal? Is it going somewhere? And then you bring in Neptune and you can ask yourself, is that destination meaningful? Is that goal something that's truly important to my spirit, my soul, right? So we're taking action to move toward goals, but we're also asking ourselves if the goalposts we've set for ourselves are helpful. Are they the right goalposts? Are they the ones that are going to help us spiritually and in terms of living that bigger sense of purpose? Are they going to help us get where we want to go? So, the energies, I mean, this is brief, right? The moon going through Aries only lasts a couple of days, 2 to 2.5 days. And it's time that it is activating the Saturn Neptune conjunction really only lasts a few hours. So, it's temporary, but it's that spark. and something might be initiating, something might be getting put in motion that is setting you in a direction. So what you want to think about with this the drive that you might be feeling, that urge to move on something or take action, is to ask yourself, is the action getting me toward my goals, and are my goalposts set where they should be? So giving some thought to that, some care and some consideration to where your goalposts are, what your goals are, and the action you're taking. So first of all, is the action getting you to your goalpost, or is it action for the sake of action that isn't in a clear direction? Because that can happen too. And then, is that direction that you're going, is it the right direction? Is it aligned with the bigger picture of your dream, of your heart's desires? And heart's desires being, the big picture stuff, like, what do you want to feel? What do you want to feel proud of, when your life is over? Like, are you using your time wisely? So Aries, and of course the moon finishes up its time in Pisces just before it goes into Aries. So before 11:38 a.m. Pacific time, the moon is finishing up in late Pisces, and also bringing that opportunity to release, to let go, to connect with that bigger picture, to ask ourselves what matters most, and to regroup and reground in that. So if you've been following me and you've been connecting with a bigger picture of meaning, as we've been talking about those themes, just it's a good time to remember. So connect with what is important to you. Maybe you've written it down at some point. Maybe this is the time to do so. And if you have, maybe connect with it, connect with those reminders about what matters most, and what makes your heart come alive. Listen to music, read poetry, connect with art, feel into that bigger picture of wonder and magic and beauty that is really part of our human experience in that bigger picture. But it's right, it brings us into our life, but it also reminds us that there is a bigger picture, and the way that moves us. So I'm thinking of, like, if you've ever been to a theater, or a performance, or read a book, or listened to music that just touched you in exactly the right way, and moved you in ways you were not expecting, and you have those feelings that just flow. And that is Pisces. That is that bigger picture. It's reminding you of what there is in that bigger picture that you don't remember to connect with all the time. So that is the energy that should be guiding where you put those goalposts. So, little food for thought for today, even as you are taking action. And, it's always the opportunity to go, wow, I did that thing, and that wasn't maybe the right direction. Let me just go back and start over again, because Aries is nothing if it's not about falling down and trying again, right? So you get to do that too. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and you can learn more about the Saturn Neptune conjunction, which is in fact exact on Friday, February 20th. It's so close to exact right now that it doesn't really matter when the exact moment is, but we are there. We are in that conjunction right now. Great time to set intentions, plant seeds, be clear about who you are, what's important to you, and what matters in that bigger picture. Lots of wonderful guidance in my Emergence guest speaker series, where I have invited astrologers, healers, energy workers, amazing thinkers, people who really can help give you these ideas about how to connect with this bigger picture of wisdom And they're not telling you what to do. They are saying, here are some options, here are some ways to think about it, here are some things on the table. Take a look, see what you like, take what you want, right? Integrate it, implement it. Just so many wonderful angles, many of them focused on the tangible, what you can do. Dion Wright is just her video is now available at transformationalastrology.com, and you can actually hear the sounds of Saturn and Neptune through they are translated. So they have a frequency. Each planet has a frequency that has been translated into tuning forks. And Dion, shares this amazing sound with us where we can feel the sound and how it feels in our bodies. So, it's not the like high studio recording quality, but you can still feel it. It's amazing. So, Dion Wright now on the Emergence series is now available at transformationalastrology.com, along with so many other amazing, profound, helpful, wise speakers. So go to transformationalastrology.com to see all of the speakers that are available so far. And we have more yet to come. So, and we're moving through this important evolutionary time together. So thanks for being here, and thanks for hitting the subscribe button. If you are enjoying these videos, I am here every day with astrology for unshakable self-care, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.